What's going on, y'all? So today I kind of wanted to go over how I was able to make enough currency to afford a Molten Strike of the Zenith build that kind of looks something like this in week 1. Um, we're a little bit past that time, of course. I think we're on like what, week 2 going on to week 3. I don't know. But this is what my gear looks like at the moment, and I was able to afford this all within about a week and a half ish. I say that because I had work during the week. Um, it's like I wasn't able to just know life every day, but I sure as hell made a lot of currency. So, um, I guess we can start with the chaos to divine ratio, which is a good starting point. So, if you look this up right now, it's 236 chaos for one divine. And now, why is this happening? Like, what's the reason for this? I'll gladly answer that for you. It's because of this scarab right here. It's because of that scarab right there. People are dropping 16.5 maps with corrupted 8 mods on it, and they're T17 modifiers. So they're just completely juice maps, and that is why the ratio is so bad. Is because people don't need chaos to reroll their maps anymore. And T17s, nobody really plays them. Well, people play them, but T16.5s are like where people are at most of the time. So, when I kept that in mind, it was just like, yeah, I guess like a regular strategy would be pretty bad. Like essences, I did that for a while. That was like, it's always my go-tos, like a fully juiced essence farm. But of course, like when I'm doing this, this is on my Earth Shatter, or my Earth Shatter Berserker, and it was like with mediocre gear, and I was able to afford almost all of this, but Progenesis and Nimbus, um, with just my Earth Shatter Berserker that was like super mid, because I was just saving up a lot of currency. So let's go into like how I'm able to get that currency, and I'm just gonna make it very, very, very broad, really quick. If you want to click off, but I made it through Bestiary. So I'm getting all these fucking ads. So Beast right now, there's a couple ways you can make money from Bestiary. I wasn't really prepared, but the first one are the Vivid Watchers. Vivid Watchers. The second ones are the Hellion Alphas, and then the third are the Vultures. Vultures and the Craig Chimeras. Both of those are basically hand in hand with each other. But I barely really used any watchers this league. I didn't really go and buy any. I did make a lot of money from them though. Um, they're way over a divine though. So honestly, I would say they're not even worth it right now. Um, Actually, instead, you could probably farm these, and it would be worth it just to sell them. So, but if you wanna ever like, if you wanna ever just kind of see if something is worth it, if you just go to the skill gems, right? Because we're only getting watchers to farm these right here. So if we go to no, level 1, um, only awakened, right? Wow. So Spell Echo absolutely jumped up in price. It's at 80 Divine Orbs right now. 50 Divine Orbs. Yeah, so I'd say right now, it is it's actually really worth it to be re-rolling. Um, just because I see Fork and GMP, Spell Echo, and Multi Strike. There's 4 gems right now that are like big winners. That I think in 30 rerolls, you'll be able to get one of these. So And if you don't, that's pretty unlucky. But even if you don't, you'll still get one of these. Like, you'll get an elemental damage. I got these a lot. These were pretty common for me. Cast on Crit was also pretty common, I would say. I got a couple of AoE supports. But yeah, all these down here are bad. So don't worry about those. But so Watchers they're okay. And if you're curious on how you farm them, what I did was I did Kirac missions. If you re-roll these over and over again, you see this little in white text. This area contains additional strong boxes. Sometimes when you re-roll these, you will get. I should probably do a demonstration. Let's hope I get one though. They're not that rare, but breaches, abyss. So this is an example of how I was able to make a lot of money, and I just sat here and I did this. This was kind of exposed after a while, but still, I think people are forgetting about it. Especially if Watchers are over a divine. That is absolutely insane. Well, Jesus, they're not this rare. Oh, I'm getting really unlucky. And this can sometimes happen. You just get a bit unlucky with the oh wow. Okay. Let me buy some really quick. This was not supposed to happen. Oh, look at this ratio, guys. I might do this today and just make a shit ton of currency. It's 2 chaos for one of these. That is like free money. There we go. You'll get something like this. Area contains Ironheart with Harvest Beasts. Now, the Harvest Beasts are all these top ones, except for Craig and Camiro. And Black Morgan. But Harvest Beasts are Watcher, Matron, Vulture, Hellion Alpha, Brambleback. Those are the main ones you're looking for. And I guess I should tell you what they do. Watcher rerolls Awakened Gems. Matron gives you those meta modifiers, so like prefixes cannot be changed, suffixes cannot be changed. It adds that to an item for way cheaper. So, and then you have Vultures that rerolls a synthesized implicit. This is for the mirror crafters out there. That's how you get these mirror tier items, is through these. Hellion Alphas is what I did this league. I'll go into it a little bit after I start this this beast map, but Hellion Alphas is rerolling a Watcher's Eye modifier on it. So I'll go into that a little bit. Alright, I'll really go into it because that's all I did this league to make all of my currency. But let's go into a map really quick. I'll go over the build too later. Okay, that was a bad beast, and I know beast a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit. Beast here, I do beast every single league, so I mean I'm know what I'm doing. So here we go. Here's a bramble right here. This is a bramble, and that is nothing, I think. Yeah. So got a bramble. We got some other really bad beasts that I didn't even kill. Alright, got another bramble here. So from this map, I've made 80 chaos already. 80 chaos already. And here's a Watcher. So I've made 80 chaos plus 1.3 divines already. And I'm not even kidding. After, I will put it up for sale and it will sell instantly. Alright. Alright. Was not expecting that, by the way. Alright. I'll take the map. It's pretty chill. Okay. We're gonna keep going. I get the yellow beast too, just for crafting. You'll find out later on when you start rerolling these Watcher's Eyes that it becomes kind of a pain. just like keeping up with yellow beasts is really pretty annoying. So I think that's all of them though. I got a watcher, which is best beast. Let's see. Yeah, it's bad. Let me just recheck. Yeah, and this is a harvest beast too, but it's like 5C. It's pretty bad. So okay. And then after you see all the beasts, you kill the final boss, and then it'll reroll all of your Kirac missions. So, alright. So now you got the beast. Well, what do? If you go into your challenges tab, let's see this Bestiary tab. We got the captured beast. Now, if you go down, yeah, don't worry about that. Alright, so we got 2 brambles. Where did the other one go? Okay, 2 brambles. And basically what I'm doing here, God, I'm going way too ahead of myself. I'm forgetting that like people are new to Bestiary and they don't really know what's going on. But I like to say that like Bestiary is kind of just like the rich people gatekeeping something that makes so much money. And even right now, this is just stupid for making currency. I think I'm going to do this all day today, because I do need to save up a little bit of currency. But what you could do is, if you go here, I mean, I'll put my Regex in the description, but I have mine in Discord, so I'm just going to pull mine up really quick. Give me 1 second. Was not prepared to do this. So I have my own Regex. If I go here, go back to here, filter beast. This is my Regex. This shows basically all the good ones that are worth something. So what I'm gonna do is, if you go to Einhar and you buy these Bestiary orbs for 1C, yes, they're worth 1C each. But what you could do is you right click it, and then you bring it hover over what you want to claim as your beast. You left click it, and now it's your beast. So right now, this is worth 1.3 divines. I could sell for 1.2 like right now, but if you sell these in bulk, they're even more. So what I do is I farm for like a day or two and just hoard them, and then I sell them at once, and they're worth 20-25% more because you're selling them in bulk. So I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I got some that I'm like kind of bulking and saving up, but I don't really care, to be honest. But all right, so yeah, that's exactly what a map looks like. Right there, yeah, I'll put these up. And then brambles, I'm actually going to keep for myself. But, yeah, so now you guys know how to run these, okay? Now we actually know how to run these. You don't even need an atlas tree for them. So this is my atlas tree for when I was running that, but it doesn't matter because it's a Kirac mission. Kirac missions don't use your atlas tree, so don't worry about it. Okay. Enough rambling. What did I do to make all my currency? I'll show you. I'll show you right now. So basically, I took a Watcher's Eye, and I would reroll it with Hellion beasts until I got something that was good enough to pay off like around, I want to say 7 to 8 rerolls, or something that was like obviously you shouldn't reroll it. But now in the league, I don't really care about currency, because I already have most of my endgame gear. I already have most of my build almost done. But, yeah, I could give you an example. I just don't have any Hellion alphas, which means I should probably go trade for some. Let me go do that really quick. Let me go get some Hellion alphas, and I'll show you exactly what I do. Show you exactly what I did. They're 55C each. That is, so right now, they're they're pretty worth it. Oh, wait, they're 60, 65. Okay. Never mind. Oh, I'm D&D. Wait a minute. Oops. D&D, that's probably why. Okay, let's start whispering the big guys. Let's see if I can get a trade going. I gotta see if I have yellow beasts. I don't have yellow beasts. I have 3. It's fine. 320. 320. 1, 2, 3, 20. So I guess I'll do 1 reroll just to kind of give you an example. God, this is really good for money though. I might do this today. Even though I don't need money, like I said, but it's like, jeez. Alright, so this is what you do. What I did is I bought Watcher's Eyes off trade for they have to be item level 86 or higher, because item level 86 will give you the 3 modifiers on it. So right now, oops, sorry. Right now, this is going for a lot. I do know that. These 2 mods right now are going for around, I want to say about 8 divines. They're not 10 divines, so around 8. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these, I'm going to right click them to add them, and then we're going to reroll a Watcher's Eye modifier. And now we're just, let's go ahead and kill everything. And then boom. Now this is actually not bad. I don't think that's that bad actually. I don't know if people use all 3 of those. But I don't have enough yellow beasts, but it rerolls a modifier. And what I did was, at the time, I still don't know if it's worth it, but it probably is. But there's just like a lot of Watcher's Eye in the economy, so the first week I bought up as many Hellion alphas as I possibly could. They got down to 20 chaos, 25 chaos a piece when the divine to chaos ratio was 1 divine to 160 chaos. And I was able to get around like 6 to 8 rerolls per divine orb, which is absolutely insane. That is insane. So I was able to, I crafted probably 18 to 20 Watcher's Eyes in one day. And I put them up for sale. And yeah, a lot of them sold the next day for a lot. Like I'm talking, I mean, I sold a lot of them for 15 to 20 divines. And in the first day I know the first day I was at 0 currency. I was trying to craft this sword, and I got down to like nothing. I sold everything, nothing. So I said, okay, I'm going all in. I'm going all in on beasts. We're going on all these crafts, and we're going to get some good. And I got 4 to 5 Watcher's Eyes that sold that day, and I made around 60 divines in one day doing this. So this works. Let me tell you, this works, and I know it still works. You kind of just, the only thing that's really hard is you kind of have to understand the rerolls to the divine ratio. So I guess I should open up like a notepad for this. Am I rambling? Which time are we in this? We're on 19 minutes. That's not bad. So you need to know like the 1 divine to reroll ratio. This is the ratio, right? So if a divine 1 div is around 240 C, how much is 240 C in Beast right now? God, God, I don't even know if I would re-roll them anymore because they're just so expensive. They're around 60 to 65. So let's say 65. So we do 240 divided by 65. Right? 240 divided by 65. So I gotta, this is exactly what I'm getting. So, I'm gonna be honest. I think right now is a really bad time to be rerolling Watch's Eyes, but I haven't rerolled the Eyes in a while. Like, I would say a while as in like a week, because the meta could have changed. I don't really know what's super expensive right now. I know a couple of modifiers, and I guess I could look them up for you, like the really good ones. Let's look up Watchers, Eyes Prismatic Jewel, and then Discipline. I know that these ones are pretty expensive. Yeah, these ones are expensive. I know that. Just gaining energy shield per hit is pretty expensive. And I rerolled a couple of these, hoping to get like a clarity mod. The clarity mod I'm looking for is clarity. Oh, this right here. I'll try to get this. This is a lot of money, obviously. Yeah, I was trying to reroll for these two mods, but I couldn't get it, and I got pretty much left myself out on like 35, 40 divines. So I think that right now you shouldn't even be re-rolling Watch's Eyes, which is like the whole point of this video is to come on here and be like, yeah, you should re-roll them because it's gonna profit you. But now that I look at it, I actually think the opposite. I actually would re-roll Kirac missions, which is what I might do today. I might re-roll Kirac missions and farm Harvest Beasts and sell all your beasts in bulk, because I think these are so overbought right now. At this point, it's gambling. But when I tell you that in the start of the league, my ratio was 1 divine to 160 chaos, and I was buying beasts at let's say 25 chaos a piece, which is what I was doing. This is how many rerolls I was getting per divine orb. $6.4. That is like, that's just amazing. That's almost, what is that, like 60-70% more rerolls? So I have a way higher chance of success. But I think the problem at the time, I don't know if it's still a problem because I don't know the prices like that. But what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. But basically, just I think. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say though. I think the problem is that I think the Watch's Eyes I sold the first week could have been way more this week. Maybe. But I'm trying to figure out. Like, people are just gambling, right? People are gambling at this point. People are gambling. I think they'll keep on rising over the league, but maybe enough people see this video, they'll go back up. It's kind of a two-edged sword, but the perfect time, in my opinion, to buy Beast and to start rerolling Watcher's Eyes, if you can get around 5 rerolls per divine. 5 rerolls. So let's do 240 divided by 5. So this means if a reroll were to get to 48 chaos. Oh jeez. This means if a reroll were to get to 48 chaos, buy them. And how I did this was I took the price of 1 divine right now divided by 5 rerolls, which equals 48C. per beast. So I wouldn't even buy beast and reroll them. I would just keep them. But yeah, I did this last league as well, and it also worked. It works every league. I don't think I've ever had a bad time with this. Maybe like, oh my god, hold on. I think I've only had one time where I was sitting here re-rolling and I couldn't get anything good to save my life. It had to be at least 9 or 10 re-rolls. You'll get on streaks like that. You just need to be able to afford it. You need to be able to afford it, and you need to be able to re-roll and have like, if you are going to do this to make currency, you need to be able to re-roll and have like 10 to 15 Watcher's Eyes just up at the same time in a stash tab, so you can just rake in money. And like I said, if you want to do that, what you should do is Kirac missions. It's only 2 chaos right now for 1 Kirac mission reroll, which is really good. I was paying 3 chaos per, sometimes even 4, and I still found it profitable. I still found it worth it. But that was just because people were making videos about this, and now I think people are going to do other things like Abyss and all this other shit. Bestiary is still where the money's at. It'll always be where the money's at, just simply because you can do multiple things to make money. So it's either like, okay, am I doing Kirac missions to grind the beasts and sell them, or am I buying the beasts and using them? Right? Now I could go into the Vivid Watchers that reroll Awakened Gems. I think it's 1.3 Divine to reroll. There's 4 gems right now that are extremely good. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to know if it's worth it, but I don't know. I don't know enough about Vivid Watchers and rerolling Awakened Gems to really give my call, give my take on it. But what I can tell you is that I made all this money from rerolling Watchers. I literally took these and just rerolled Watchers over and over again until I got something good. And it feels really nice to get something good. Like I got my best sale this league was I think it was 45 divines. And it was like a double crit multi with like with something that was not useless. So it was like phasing with double crit multi. Something insane. I made like 45, 50 divines on that this league. But most of my eyes sold for around 20 divines, 15 to 20 divines in that range. If you get 5 sales, that's 100 div. You know, that's not something to leave. But yeah, when I started out with 1 modifier and just keep that. So I would only profit like 7 to 8 divines per eye, or per Watcher's Eye. But once you get higher budget, you start trying to you're gonna re-roll for those more expensive eyes. It all just kind of matters. It's all just like, man, I'm blanking. But the richer you are, the more space you have to play with to kind of get those more expensive, high tier, good rolled eyes. So, oh, I forgot to even say, how do you actually get Kirac missions? So we have these right here, these Primal Assist Callers. These give you 5 Kirac missions just for free. So if you find these, you can capture them. They're pretty good. I have, how many do I have? Oh, I got a lot. So I have a lot for a while. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I have like what 65 Kirac missions, and I have some chance to not be consumed, so could be like 70. But I already have 77, and that was because I did. Well, I had my beast strategy. This is my beast, like my regular mapping beast board. I guess I don't want to make a planner for this. Just like pause the video and copy it if you want. But TLDR, you take a bunch of Kirac missions. You take the additional Kirac mission on completion, and then we're looking for scouting reports you can kind of sustain throughout your maps. And then I have these. Oh, I got a sale already. What'd I say? These sell pretty quick. As this isn't even in bulk either. So let me just tell you that. It's not even in bulk. So, but yeah, I'll go back to the go back to here. Comprehensive scouting reports. Just one. That's not right. Thank you. But I don't care. So yeah, this is going to show you, like, these sell quick. These sell super quick. But anyways, comprehensive scouting reports. Comprehensive scouting reports, what they do is when you reroll, they fill up all these squares. You'll get 16 maps that show up that you can see. How much are these right now? These are good. Comprehensive are good. Yeah, they're about 10C to 1. I'll just show you really quick what it looks like. But yeah, it fills up the entire board with stuff. So you'll be able to find it a little bit quicker. So that's why, and I take all the Bestiary nodes, obviously. Here's a really important one. Okay. So I don't know. I actually don't know. People usually take chance from the deep, which right now is what I would do because Kraken Chimeras are so high in price. They're like 120, 130 chaos per. I would 100% take this. You want chance from the deep. The deep is pretty good. So, and then you always want the wilds. You always want the wilds. Always want the wilds. There's a lot of good stuff from the wilds. So keep it. And then I added in the sands because there's a couple of harvest beasts that come from here, but I don't know if harvest beasts are in that pool. I don't know if they're in that pool. So I don't actually think this matters. But yeah, if I was to redo, I would do that right there. And then I'm running some altars because we're getting that double progress. I don't actually care about the altars themselves. I'm just running altars to kind of drop the really expensive invitation. That's about it. Oh, there's one thing I don't do. Yep. Do not take this. Do not take this. This is horrible. It's so annoying. You're trying to kill a beast, and then it just keeps breaking free over and over and over again. Don't get this. It's horrible. It's absolutely terrible. Just realized I just have a floating. Okay, I'm sorry. This is really just not supposed to go out, you know, like this. But I also throw this on here. We would just want increased scouting reports. To be honest, that's the only thing we care about. But yeah, running shrines and beasts. We just want to be able to get from map to map pretty fast. So this isn't too bad. I also am favoring maps with Mesa, and then I also do a little bit of park as well. But that's actually what I would do. So I would like do half park, half Mesa. You'll never run out. And yeah, that's about it for the strategy. I'd say the difference between doing Kirac missions and maps is I did a lot of maps early just because the price of Black Morgan was so expensive. It was about 2 divines per when I was doing it, so I tried to just run the maps. Kirac missions don't really, the harvest beasts aren't Black Morgan, so I guess I should show you what scarabs to use. It's just these. These are the only scarabs I used, so it's only 3. So, and you could run this with white maps as well. You don't need to run like a fully juiced map. Doesn't do anything. That's what's nice about Bestiary as well. I could just sit here and I could do this. I could just scour. I could run this if I wanted to, and it'd be perfectly fine. So, I think that's about it. Trying to think. Trying to think if I missed anything. I don't think so. I made this video really long. I wanted to kind of make it like in depth, how to do everything for a beginner. But if you're in, like, if Bestiary doesn't get changed and this is still around by next league, this works every single league. It hasn't like not worked. It works every single league. So just keep your eye on lookout for beasts, and if you need cash, Bestiary is always here for you. It's always here for you. It's always good. You don't need this crazy build. You just need to be able to, I don't even know. You just need to be able to kill a red beast on white maps. And I do tier 16s specifically because Black Morgan has a better chance of showing up in, what is it, tier 14 plus maps. So I think that's about it. That's all I did for the strategy. I mean, it's just you're either farming the beasts or you're using the beasts. And yeah, if you have any questions, you could let me know. If you want to build, like if you guys want me to go over this build that I'm doing, basically just playing Molten Strike of the Zenith. Nothing too insane. But yeah, if you have any like questions about anything, you could just let me know. I'd be happy to answer it. Like anything Bestiary wise. I don't really know too much about anything else. I only run Beast and Essence. But unfortunately, Essences aren't really that. I don't think they're that expensive this league. Yeah, they're not that expensive this league. What's the next one? Probably Spite. Spite's probably the next one. Yeah, they're just not. Let's see these. Oh, wow. It's 50C for 1. That's kind of crazy. Okay, Essence is... I might make a video on Essence, maybe. I don't know. But there's just a ton of videos on Essence already. There's no in-depth guides on using Bestiary to make money. So here I am just telling you the secrets. On how to just make hundreds of currency. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And I'm out of here.